Okay, once I scored it, then I can go ahead and put the slip on there. Okay, and then I can press these together. Okay, I'm gonna kind of blend that a little bit on the edges. Okay, then, hopefully this didn't stick too bad. Okay, so I kind of blended it together, but you can still see all of my creases. All right, so I'm gonna be real careful, kind of push that together, make sure it's a nice seam. All the way around this base, kind of squish it together. Okay, and this would be good to have my pillowcase so it doesn't stick. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I need a coil, and I'm going to add that on the crease on the inside. Okay, now this might be kind of hard to get in there. That's okay. Get your coil where you need it. Up against that wall. Okay, and then so if you can see on the inside, got my coil in there, and then I'm gonna have a coil along this crease as well, this inside. Okay, this coil helps make sure it stays where it should be, okay? Once I get that coil in there, then I need to blend it, okay? And your best bet is probably gonna be to use the wooden tool. This is, hold on, I get a different wooden tool. Okay, and I'm gonna come in and blend that up against my wall. Hopefully you could see that. Blending it against my wall, and then also blending it to that bottom piece. Okay, if you can get your hand in there, that's great. Okay, because I can kind of feel where that crease is, I can do that. But all of us might not be able to get our hand in there. Okay, I'm supporting the bottom while I'm blending that in. Okay, then I'm also gonna do where they connect here. Blending that coil in to both pieces. Okay, making sure it's nice and sturdy. Again, I can use either my wood tool or my hand if my hand fits in there. Okay, I want to kind of smooth it out so it's nice and neat, okay? I'll go back in with my hand if I can and try and smooth that out. Okay, so that looks better already. All right, obviously I'm gonna go back in with my rib and smooth everything out, but I like this pillowcase. Okay, now I wanna go ahead and add a coil. Now I have to be real careful because this will push too far. I'll come in and kind of blend this all together. I wanna be very careful because if it's too wet, this will sink down and then you'll end up with it indented in there and you don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna come blend all this. Okay, if there's a big gap, I can go ahead and add a coil down there. Okay. So my mug's pretty good shape-wise. Okay, but I definitely want to smooth it out. So what I would do, okay, and you got to be careful because you don't want cracks like this or anything. So what I would do, especially along this seam, okay, come in with my rib, I'm gonna smooth all this out. Okay? And you can really see my crease still. So what I might do is take a little coil and add it right over the top of that. Just to make sure that seam really stays. If your clay is too wet, this will not keep its form, okay? You wanna make sure it's leather hard, perfect, not too soft, not too dry. Okay. You might end up with a lot extra clay. That's fine, you just pull that off. But you wanna make sure that seam is nice and clean and it stays. So once I get that, I'm gonna go back with my rib again. And I'm just smoothing this out. Okay, making it nice and symmetrical and clean. Okay, so on my basic mug shape, I definitely could clean this more, right? But to save you guys some time, I'm not going to. Okay, I want to make sure that base is nice and clean. Pretty symmetrical. I definitely could thin this out a little bit on the side where I added that coil. And I definitely could smooth out the inside to make that way more clean. Okay? This is my basic shape. I should end up with 2 of these that are identical in size.